FX Nation, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the trade setups that were available today during London and also hopefully during US session. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it, guys. Alright guys, so let's take a look at pound CAD. And on pound CAD, we actually had two different trade setups. So one during London, at the beginning of London, and then towards second half of London. All right. So the first one being is a Type 2 setup, where we see where we had ended up getting railroad tracks here at the beginning of London, end of Asia. So trading out of the edge here. So your entry would have been here, and then stop loss 5 to 10 pips above the high there, and then of course we're riding at least 30 pips, and if you get just to the 200 EMA, easily 30 pips. If you would have rode it down a little bit longer, then you could have gotten up to 55 pips or so, depending on your entry. Okay, but the bigger trade here was during the second half, which was this nice W formation here that we got. Boom, and this one actually gave us over 150 pips. So if you just got in on the second leg here, you're looking at about 154 pips that it would have produced out for you. So definitely not a bad trade at all. And you can see here that the trap moves were made, essentially second half of London. So we have the first initial push, we have the accumulation phase, and then boom, we get the second push down. If you take a look at the push here, you see how far they went down from the body to the wick. A good 20 pips just to get you to try to sell. Pretty interesting. But yeah, 20 pips just to get you to try to sell, and then they moved right as soon as they have enough contract, guys, they just move right back out, and you see the move that they make. So, but very good trade setups both on pound CAD. Again, very clear setups. We had two different ones, so very good trade setups on just one pair so far. All right, let's move on to pound NZD. And on pound NZD, we had almost a very similar setup, essentially, to what we saw on pound CAD. And that's, we didn't have the clear setup here to sell, but we did have the clear setup to buy. And here's essentially, and that's what we end up getting here, which is the initial move down to get sellers into the market, accumulation, and then the push down again to get sellers to sell. And on this one here, what did they end up doing here? This one, they went 26 pips all the way down, almost to the 200 EMA here. So very good push down, and then of course a nice bounce all the way back up. And this one again, about 150 pips, depending on where you got in at. All right, so another good setup on pound NZD. All right, let's talk Euro USD. And on Euro USD, we ended up getting a nice setup here for London, and that was literally trading out of the edge. You can see we ended up getting a nice railroad track here, and it's also pinning to the 50 EMA. So that right there would have given us a nice little setup here. And this one ended up getting about 45 pips or so. No, this one ended up getting about 35 pips. So definitely not a bad trade at all. And then also, here's what we end up getting again. where we could potentially taken that to possibly do the 200 EMA. So you can see how we can trade these back and forth throughout the session. Now, the important thing is that we actually get movement to happen. You know, sometimes you don't get the movement, and it just moves sideways, 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 and you could never get the movement, you know. So it happens sometimes. It's actually why I haven't made a video on trade setups, because there hasn't been any actual trade setups that I've taken. So, you know, there's nothing for me to show you. So I'm only going to show you trade setups that I've actually taken. So it doesn't, you know, if there's no trade setups that I can show you that I've taken, then, you know, I can't, I'm not going to show you a video on it. So that's kind of the reason why I haven't shown you any trade setup videos yet, because I haven't taken a trade yet until this morning. So, but anyway, so here, you know, we have, you're seeing right now live in person a nice W formation forming during US session. Also a trade setup that was there yesterday as well was this one here, and this ended up being a type 3 setup, and you can see that we ended up getting a nice formation here back. This happened during US session, so, but this was a nice type 3 setup here yesterday. Another 30 pips or so. One thing that you will notice, by the way, is you will notice that type 3 setups tend to almost always come in play when you have a trending market. Okay, so another thing to keep in mind in the back of your head is that type 3 setups do tend to come in more into play when we're talking about a trending market. Okay, so trending one direction or another. All right, let's take a look at Euro AUD. Euro AUD had the same thing, two nice setups. One of them was straight out of the gate, where we see that their form. That one here produced a nice 67 pips, 68 pips, depending again on your entry. So this was definitely a nice little trade setup here. Now, another interesting thing is that you can see what's happening now is boom. So that's very interesting that you're seeing these as they happen as I'm making the video, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so that was a trade on Euro AUD. So Euro Swiss didn't give us a good, even though it dropped dramatically and it was awesome, right? It didn't give us quite a setup here to trade it, but it did end up giving us a nice setup for this to happen. So as you can see, it's what I'm going to trade now on. On this one, I ended up getting it a little bit too late actually, because I was waiting for this to clear the 13 EMA, which is why I got in there. But yeah, so that's that particular trade they're working right now, and the target is the 200 EMA. So we'll see how that works out. EuroCAD had multiple nice setups today. Also, right out of the Asian range, you see we had this. Another trade that we took, you can see the arrows. And this one was straight to the 200 EMA. Another 28, 30 pips, depending on the entry or the exit. But also it gave us a nice setup here for that. Boom. Like that. So Euro pairs definitely were hugely tradable today. So that's another 50 pips and still going right now. So very nice trade. So two trade setups on Euro JPY so far. One was trading out of the edge. Again, we had a nice little railroad track set up here, and this one was a good 50 pips or so, and the second one was a nice W formation here. And again, we're just trying to go back up to the 200 EMA. We'll see if we get there or not. But yeah, that was the second trade right now. So if you miss the London setup, you can catch, the New York reversal most of the time. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but most of the time you can catch just a reversal off of it, off of basically the low of the day. So yeah, that was the two trade setups so far on Euro JPY. So Aussie dollar, as you can see, the plan is to basically get it to the 200 EMA. And yeah, that was, essentially a nice little W pattern that we saw here on AED USD, and we're still in that trade right now. So we'll see how it goes. AED and NZD, as you can see on AED and NZD here, the only trade set up here on AED and NZD is essentially we're trying to trade off of this right here and see if that works out or not. So still in the middle of that trade, and we'll see what happens. So it's still working, but that's the end. Essentially, that would be the goal here. NZD USD, basically a very similar setup to AUD USD, where we made it to, to the 50 EMA. Really, we'd love to get over to somewhere around the 200 EMA, but we'll have to see as this is still working, obviously, on this particular trade. But that's the goal here. So type 2 setup, and then we're trying to make it to the 200 EMA. So NZD Jappy, it did a huge move here right before turnover, and then we had a very small Asian range. We're basically trying to get this back up to the 200 EMA. So essentially what we ended up getting was 1, 2 touches, 3 touches, and then we thought it was going to go. So we took the trade, but we're still working on it, and now it's essentially going after some time. So we'll see how this one ends up going. NZD CAD, again, very similar trade setup to the rest of the NZD pair trades. I mean, they're just pretty much all the same, All of them made the major move right before the turnover into the Asian session. So we're just doing the same thing on most of, that's the goal, basically, to get it up there. So we'll see. Alright guys, so those were the setups that we found today during either London or at the beginning of the US session. Most of them you're seeing literally as they're developing, and I did the video on purpose while I'm in the middle of some trades so you can see what it looks like. So I'm going to be recording some of the sessions that I do anyways, so you'll see a lot of the live trading in upcoming videos and stuff like that, so you'll get a better idea as to what it looks like as it's happening. But these were the trade setups, guys, that we saw today, and that you can see that we took. So thank you so much for watching the video, guys. Please share the content, and hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you took any of these trade setups or if you saw something different in different pairs that we didn't see here today. All right. Also, if you have not joined our chat, and Facebook, definitely go to fxntrading.com, sign up for the free membership. You'll get a link in your email to the chat, and you can have these discussion with us in that live chat. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day. Guys, one last thing. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate the fact that you take the time to watch my videos. I really hope that I've added value in each of the videos that I make for you guys, and I hope that you're learning something. As always, guys, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please like and share the videos if you found value in them. And also, don't forget to visit our website at www.fxntrading.com. Once again, guys, thank you so much. I'm truly blessed.